Hey there, it's Brennen Clouse, your favorite Seattle area real estate broker. Today is Thursday, November 7th, and this is your King County Market Watch for the housing market. Because there was big news today, the Federal Reserve cut the rate by 1/4 of a point. So what does this mean for you? So the rate cut has come after the previous rate cut, which was around September. And this time it's a little bit less than the last time. It's about 1/4 of a percent, 0.25%. And that is not going to impact the rates immediately. So right now, today, according to Mortgage News Daily, we do see the 30-year fix is down to 6.9%. That is down about 0.15% from yesterday. And it's still hovering around where it was yesterday because this news isn't going to directly impact the mortgage rate right away. So we don't see that impact coming right away, but it will eventually, hopefully, bring this rate down a bit. Right now, the 15-year fix is sitting at 6.45, and hopefully we'll see both of these slowly trickle down with this new rate cut. So as you may know, the interest rate cut from the Federal Reserve is not directly correlated with the mortgage rate. It has an impact on the mortgage rate as well as other things like short-term debt, like credit card loans, car loans specifically, but it's not specifically correlated with the mortgage rate. So we do see good news in that regard. We are hearing that rates will continue to come down through the end of 2024. And what that means is that for 2025, we're probably going to have a very robust market, a busy and active market, if we see those rates come back below 6%. There's a stat, something like around if rates drop below 6%, that we will see nationwide about 4 million buyers come back into the market. So you can only imagine for Seattle and King County, that is going to be a big portion of buyers, not 4 million, but it's going to be a lot that come into the market. Now, let's jump into what is happening in the market. I will tell you this week for our team, we had one closing, and that was on a condo in Capitol Hill. I want to give you these stories so that you can understand a little bit about what's going on in the market and exactly what we're seeing. So we saw a condo go for $620,000. This was a condo that was listed and it had about at least 12 interested buyers in the condo come through before the offer review date. It's pretty unique, very cool spot. And then on the offer review date, only one client, our client, ended up purchasing the condo. And so there was no competition, which is awesome for this client. And we were obviously able to get them a great deal at $620,000. Now, we also were able to negotiate a $2,500 credit for a window that we found during the inspection that was not ideal. So that was a great deal for our client also, who was able to get a little money back in the form of a credit. So that's one thing that we saw this week. Now, when it comes to the real estate market in general, a couple of things that we want to highlight specifically for King County. So this week, the number of new listings was at 359. That is down from 495 last week. That's a difference of 136 new listings hitting the market. Now, we are likely going to see this trend going into the remainder of the year and probably for the beginning of January as well. Typically, we see the first 2 weeks of January are still slow, not a lot of new listings coming on. But at the end of January, that's when we'll see that number probably reverse and start going up. The number of pending listings this week was 629. That's down 78 from last week when there were 707 homes going pending or under contract. Now, this is a good sign because the pending listings are actually higher than the new listings. And what that means is that inventory is being taken off the market by buyers. We're still seeing a lot of active buyers out in the market who are purchasing and are getting a great home. So for buyers, if you're in the market now through the end of the year, there are still a lot of listings, and this is a great time to get into the market and probably find yourself a great deal. There are tons of listings out there that are waiting to be snatched up before the holidays, and this is a good time for you to get in there. Now, sold listings down by 63 this week. Over last week, there were 526 sold and closed. Last week, there were 589. Now, when we look at King County, another number that we also want to look at is how many price reductions we saw this week. So in the past 7 days, we've seen 299 price reductions. That is a big number compared to how many new listings we're seeing. It's almost 3/4 of the number of new listings. So we are seeing listings sit a little bit longer. Listings definitely have competition. So if you're a seller in this market, right now you're going to have quite a bit of competition. You don't have as many buyers out looking. And so you do need to do your due diligence in terms of what you're pricing at, what you're doing to market your home, what your agent is doing, and how you're presenting the home. Are you taking care of those little fixer items that buyers don't really want to see? And are you getting the listing in front of enough people? So that's a little bit about what is going on in the market right now, November 7th, 2024. If you have any questions, I'd love to have a conversation with you. If you're thinking about buying a home or selling a home in the next few months or into 2025, now is the time to start preparing for that. And this is your market watch for Seattle and King County.